Elise says, I use Apple Music, Netflix, cloud storage, and a few other similar services, and I enjoy the ease of streaming and its availability wherever I go. But I feel stressed from the payments and subscriptions and emails in my inbox from these services.
Man, the emails stress me out too. Like, I feel like anytime I give out my email address, even if I will uncheck that box that is automatically checked every single time that says, updates. Please send me updates. I'll uncheck it, and somehow I still end up getting a ton of emails. But there's a real easy solution, man. You just spam them, and eventually, like, Gmail takes care of it. It will filter all that crap out.
Yeah, I mean, you can just unsubscribe is what I recommend.
Yeah.
I mean, I spend most of my days in email just unsubscribing from things I never subscribed to in the first place.
I can't tell you how, like, I don't know if it's because of like Patreon stuff that I do, or if it's people who just have access to my email, but I get the most random solicited stuff, man. Like, I nothing coming to mind right now, but like just stuff that, like you said, never signed up for in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm imagining someone has my email address and they're like, oh yeah, Ryan will appreciate this. Yeah. Sign me up for it or something. Yeah,
it happens quite a bit. So I think the first thing is unsubscribe from the emails you don't like. But if you're feeling stress from payments, I think you have to work out the math on it, right? Mm-hmm. I use Apple Music myself.
Yep.
And it's $10 a month, I believe. I used to spend way more money than that on music. I mean, it wasn't
buying albums and stuff.
I mean, I would spend easily $100 a month, and so I'm saving $90 a month.
Yeah,
and so the stress that if I were to feel stressed about spending $10 a month, I just have to remind myself that I'm not spending $10 a month. I'm saving $90 a month on that. Now, if you want to go without music altogether, then yeah, you can not buy albums and not subscribe to a service, but in a lot of cases these end up saving us money. I think the same is true with Netflix. I mean, Netflix, costing less than $20 a month. I mean, hell, you could rent a few movies from a Redbox, and you have to like take all the time to go out to the Redbox. I assume they still exist.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, the time that you spent plus, I mean, you're getting an unlimited version of that. Now, the question ultimately is, are you using it?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're not, and you're just having it because everyone else says, well, you got to have Netflix, well, then that's a bad reason to have it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's some awesome services too that will, like, I don't know the names of them, but they'll like go through and trim up, or like they'll look at all your subscriptions and they'll tell you what you're subscribed to, and then you can one click and they'll cancel it for you.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Do you know what that's called by chance? Maybe
Trim, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's called AskTrim.com.
Maybe we'll look at it, and if we find look it up, and if we find it, we'll give it to Podcast Sean to put in the notes. It sounds like an awesome idea. I mean, yeah, I totally get where Elise is coming from. I signed up for like the live Hulu TV stuff during the Olympics.
Yeah, and then you never canceled it.
Never canceled it, and then literally this month I'm like, why the hell am I paying for this? Like, I never watch live TV. Actually, that's not true. I think I watched a couple basketball games, but it wasn't worth it for me. I could have went to your house and watched the basketball games if I really, really wanted to.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if it's stressing you out, Elisa, you've got to decide what you're willing to pay for and what you're not willing to pay for. This just goes back to, like, minimalism is not easy and it's not perfect. It is simple.
Yeah.
And simple is not easy. So for Elise, they're going to have to do some work, do some budgeting, really dig into what's important, and then decide what they are going to keep and what they're going to get rid of.
One other thing I might recommend here is do a packing party for your streaming services, meaning get rid of them for a period of time. The experiments that I've done in the past where I got rid of TV, I got rid of home internet, I got rid of my cell phone, and then they all three overlapped at one point.
You got rid of your cell phone?
Yeah, for 2 months. And you learn a special kind of loneliness when you've gotten rid of home internet and TV and the cell phone. You come home and you're like, oh, there's just walls here. I guess I'll look out the window.
Oh, wait, look, a book.
Let me see if I still know how to read. Although I was talking to the doctors about this last week, it was the most productive time of my life. And then I realized, like, I still don't have those distractions mostly in my life anymore, but I've brought a new distraction in called podcasts. And so now I've radically limited. I went in and deleted almost all of them. And that allows me to say, okay, if I do miss any of those that I deleted in the future, I can always bring them back in. It's free to resubscribe to something.
Yeah, dude, I love the little stoical experiments, man. Like, I highly recommend those because, like, for example, his cell phone, he got rid of for 2 months and realized there's like 3 payphones in Dayton, Ohio. Like, they're just not around anymore.
Yeah.
And after 2 months, Josh is like, oh man, you know what? That cell phone adds a lot of value to my life. I got to bring that back in.
Right.
But it's, it helps you use it differently, helps you look at it differently, but it also helps you realize, like, yes, this is something that I do need to have ownership over. And so, yeah, with the streaming services, I think it's a great idea, man. Like, at least cancel them all and see what you really, really miss. And, if you're sitting around, you're like, man, I really wish I had Netflix right now. And then go ahead, then sign up for Netflix and just reactivate Netflix and kind of, just piece it all together.
Yeah. Love it.